Previously, I shared some new interesting discovery as I cycle my way towards Bang Sapan. Along the way, I decided to stop at Talachaya Amazon Cafe for my favorite coffee. This is the way I like to tour and see the world, on my own at my own time, and now enjoying my cold mocha coffee in Amazon Cafe. With a relaxed mood now, I will share what I have learned which I think is useful to anyone who wish to tour on your bicycle. In 2015, I did a trial run, taking 2 months off to test and experience firsthand what I have learned in preparation for this world tour. Cycling over 3,400 kilometers, my ride started in Kuala Lumpur, border crossing using ferry at Kok Lipe, then back to the mainland to cycle to Bangkok. From Bangkok, I took a train down to Alor back to Malaysia, then cycled along the east coast to Singapore before looping back. The main objective is to try out all the different experiences and scenarios that I will be facing during the actual tour and to know if I'm still capable or enjoy doing it. One of my favorite parts in this trial is using ferry crossing into a different country. There are large ferry with 100 passenger seating capacity and lots of space to store your bicycle. Not much of a problem until I reach Kok Lipe. I need to transfer my gear into a small sampan to reach the beach as it was too shallow for the big boat. It is rather troublesome and not worth the effort if you were to just visit the island alone. They are large row-on row-off barge, which is much easier as you don't need to remove your pannier. This type of ferry are usually found along river crossing. There are smaller ferry boats, usually at small border crossing, that require you to remove your pannier to be transferred into the boat during boarding. It is important to organize your pannier and gear by arranging it or securing the loose item together. This helps to transfer them in a much shorter time and not leave anything behind. It is usually quite chaotic during the boarding. These experiences exposed me to problems and also allowed me to look into solutions to deal with it effectively. Hitchhiking with my bicycle gear. It is also important for me to know the way to hitchhike with all my gears during an emergency. I usually pick roads with a small curve as it helped me to see the type of vehicle coming and whether it is enough space to accommodate me and my bicycle. Car with carriages, large van, pickup and trunk work best. It is important to pick a spot where there is a safe place for the vehicle to stop beside the road. I arrange my pannier further behind and move forward a few meters when flagging down cars, so that when the vehicle pull over, it wouldn't be too far from my pannier. To overcome any language barrier, I would usually have the message translate on my mobile phone in advance to show the driver. Keywords include help, free ride, bicycle and gears, and my intended destination. By clicking on the speaker icon, it will immediately translate into their local language. What an amazing app! I got a 20-kilometer ride to Krabi in his tuk-tuk for free. Another great place to get a ride is at the gas station, where you can ask the driver while they stop for gas. They are usually quite accommodative to listen when they have stopped their vehicle. This kind gentleman wanted to give me a 300-kilometer ride all the way to Bangkok, which I gently declined as I only wanted to reach the next town 50 kilometers away. Stealth camping and accommodation. It is expensive to stay in a hotel all the time when you are touring, so to save costs, I learned how to stealth camp. I did this discreetly, usually before the sky got dark, and I usually left early so as not to be seen by the local. Many countries have regulation against free camping, so do your research first. Other times, I approach and knock on the door of villagers' homes, requesting permission to set up my tent at their outdoor shelter or lawn. It is best to have tent with netting for ventilation and to keep the bugs out. This is my 30-minute mosquito massacre outside of my tent. Sometimes I sleep at isolated shelter at a nature park or quiet public park inside this unique building with a nice sea view, a bit cramped but it is quite an experience, I must say. I do stay in cheap hotel occasionally to charge my electronic devices, especially when I reach a big town. Let me show you why this hotel is dead cheap. As they say, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. Sometimes I make use of warm shower. It was my turn to be hosted as a guest in this beautiful place in Bangkok by my wonderful host Supapon. You need to make advance appointment and give notice before arriving. I often camp at police station, which gave me an added sense of security, and the Thai police are very accommodative to travelers. The best is when you hit the jackpot campsite like this. I was granted permission to camp for free as the resort was closed during this fasting month. It was one of my highlights, enjoying my breakfast overlooking the sea with an awesome sunrise early in the morning. It is normal to be scared in the beginning, camping and sleeping alone out in the wilderness. But slowly and surely your courage will increase as you camp more often. That's what happened to me, and now I will never miss it in the world after so many wonderful experiences. Food and cooking. This was especially important when I was at remote places, but it also helps me to save costs. Like I stay in this beautiful quiet chalet next to an awesome beach. There were no food provided or restaurant nearby. Cooking equipment is a must in any long bicycle tour. I carry ration that would last me for 4 to 5 days in case of emergency or when I needed to camp and cook along the way. During this trial, I carry basic like rice, oat, instant noodle, beverage, dehydrated meat and vegetable. I bought a tom yum soup paste and some fresh ingredients along the way. These items are usually lightweight, so they were easier to carry. The recipe I used while camping were usually simple. The most important item for me was boiling water, as I could use it for tea or coffee, and to cook my pasta, oat porridge and soup. I just have to plan the amount correctly. So for example, I would pour some hot water into my tea and divide the rest for my gravy, fresh vegetable and pasta. I carry along an MSR stove, which could run on multiple types of fuel as my cooking stove. It is really handy when you decide to cook a quick meal along the way while enjoying the view and also have a good swim before moving on. Sometimes to save costs after spending on an expensive accommodation, which I cannot resist with an awesome beach. I will set up my kitchen at the patio, cooking all my meals while enjoying the view doing it. When I came to this small fishing village, the accommodation is quite remote without any restaurant, but I love the quiet beach. Usually there are fishermen going out for their morning catch and will sell them directly once they return. Like this fresh juicy prawn, I cook them for my lunch. It is always good to look around and buy what is easily available along the way. I am an adventurous foodie, so once in a while I would like to explore and try out different varieties of food and local cuisine in each country. This makes my journey much more enjoyable. Facing challenges with a positive attitude. Passion is a must for bicycle touring, as it is very challenging, especially facing long climb and sometimes pushing for hours. But of course, there are always the reward of an awesome view. Just remember to walk with your bicycle and enjoy the view if it is too difficult, and what goes up must also come down. So, enjoy your free wheelie down! Danger is never far away, as I encountered a wild elephant while resting under the shade, which I was on its path. You'll be surprised how miracle energy just pops up from my body, and I was able to speed ahead and clear the path for it to cross the road. Luckily, nothing bad happened. Witnessing this majestic beast is an experience to be treasured. Learn to embrace whatever weather condition that is being thrown at you. Stop cycling when you see a beautiful sunrise. Enjoy the view and the breeze. But if the weather turns nasty, find a shelter and enjoy the rest and the cold weather while waiting for the rain to stop. Have some snack and a hot drink in the restaurant while you wait. Never come across this new hazard in my life, and it is good to learn how to deal with it with good decision making if tsunami happens. Luckily, there were tsunami building like this that will be easy to save myself and all my gear. Sometimes we have to make difficult good decisions just to save ourselves, and not our precious bicycle or gear. We can live to cycle another day. So yes, leave all your gear, climb up this tree, and hang on for your dear life. After drinking 3/4 of this drink, I only realized it had a big dead spider with huge fangs inside it. Too late to worry about it, so I waited 1 hour to see if I would drop dead. Thank God nothing happened, and I'm happy to live to tell the tales. Great experience! Every country has some kind of specialty. Like in Thailand, where they have very nice little cafe, usually strategically located on top of mountain passes, along quiet cycling route, or nice beaches. It is a heaven for me after some hard cycling to be able to chill out, enjoy my cold coffee, and lift up my spirit in a comfortable environment before moving on. It is especially important to enjoy your long tour. I always remind myself I'm on a holiday and not in a race, so why kill myself during a holiday? Most of the cafes have free Wi-Fi, and it is a great place to get in touch with your loved one or do some work on your blog. It is a great place to wait it out over a nice coffee if it is raining. Learn to relax and enjoy yourself. Long bicycle tour means long holiday. So, learn ways to relax and enjoy your tour. If you see a nice road like this, cycle slow and enjoy it. If it is hot and tiring, find a place to take a nap. Great way to visit an island by renting a motorbike, but don't forget to bring along your license. Damn, I was fined 400 baht here without my license. With the motorbike, you can easily enjoy visiting high scenic places and isolated beaches. It also adds some new experiences and help to take away the usual cycling routine on your bicycle. Relax and get in touch with your loved one. Spoil yourself with yummy nice food, expensive or cheap. Or try experiencing it in a different setting. Don't worry too much, go for 2 breakfast helping in one sitting, as you need the energy anyway and it will eventually burn off during a long ride. Spoil yourself with a good leg massage. It is cheap in Thailand. Spend some time alone in a nice environment, because solitude is an essential component to your health and well-being. It is also the best time to think and figure out what you saw along your journey, like this yellow stuff drying under the sun. Until now, I still have no idea what is this. I have learned it is not about the distance, but the journey and the experience that is most important during a bicycle tour. Traveling with my bicycle on the train. Never did this before, so it is a very important trial that I need to perform. My host was a great help, so I can purchase the ticket correctly. I wanted to travel in a sleeper train from Bangkok to Alor, Malaysia, and I prefer a lower bed. I was traveling with my bicycle, so it is important to have all the arrangements done correctly. Having a local helps tremendously. Usually the ticketing clerk don't speak English in Thailand. It is important to arrive early to the station on your departure date. Luckily, I came 2 hours early, as I found out the cargo wagon only stopped at Hat Yai and will not continue on into Malaysia, and my bicycle is required to be stored in the cargo wagon during the entire journey. Did not anticipate this problem until I was at the station. However, I knew and was prepared to secure my bicycle personally with rope inside the cargo wagon so it would not fall during the bumpy journey. Luckily, a senior station officer who spoke English told me to have my bicycle transferred into the passenger coach once I reached Hat Yai, and he helped me to have this message written at the back of my ticket to be shown to the station personnel at Hat Yai. Sleeper train is an ideal way to travel on a long journey. Not only you get good rest, but save costs on your accommodation. They will also help set it back to sitting position come the next day, and there are canteen to have your meal while enjoying the scenic view outside or stretch your leg while walking there. My bicycle transfer to the passenger coach went smoothly in Hat Yai. But my only concern was it will fall off the train during the remaining journey, because it is stored next to the exit door, which is also partially obstructing passenger walking along the passage. I continue to keep a watchful eye on my bicycle throughout the remaining journey from Hat Yai to Alustar. This experience is vital, as I anticipate that I will be traveling in this similar manner at certain part of my journey during my world tour. Experiencing kindness, meeting new people, and connecting with old friends. Some of my most treasured memory during my bicycle tour was experiencing kindness from a total stranger. There are lots of kind people out there. Smiling, welcoming local always make my day, and while having breakfast here, this kind school teacher happily paid for my breakfast. This kind gentleman, Captain Wong, I got to know him online. During this trial, he hosted me when I was passing his town, and now we became good friends. Another new friend I got to know, Bob, also my warm shower host that hosted me for 2 nights, shared his secret of contentment, happiness, and how best to live his retirement life. A corporate figure that chose a simple life in a small peaceful town and have all the time doing what he likes. This kind family I met along the road offered to host me when I was passing their small town. It is such an overwhelming feeling. This family took me in, a total stranger, provide me with food and shelter without any hesitation. It is important to take every opportunity to reconnect with old friends. I have the privilege to be hosted by my college mate, which we have not met over 20 years and got to know her family, or have lunch together with my schoolmate after 30 years. Such an encounter and meeting makes every bicycle adventure more meaningful and special. So never miss out such opportunity in your journey. Immigration and border crossing. One cannot travel and not deal with immigration, so get used to it and do your research. Immigration requirement may be different from each country and also depends on your nationality. For Malaysian to cross over into Thailand and Singapore, it is easy with a given visa upon entry. However, traveling on a bicycle is a bit more hassle during transfer, like on boat or train, custom check, and sometimes leaving your bicycle with all your gears outside unattended. Always remember you must have a stamp out before the next country stamp you in. Without these 2 stamps in your passport, you can easily get into trouble with the immigration. Remember to double check the date they stamp. Yes, they do make mistake, and luckily they rectify it immediately after it is pointed out to them. It is possible to enter by sea ferry into Singapore at Changi Point Ferry Terminal and exit out into Malaysia by land at Woodland Causeway. Experiencing different kind of crossing teaches me what it will be like during my world tour. But I must warn you, what I did here during my trial is just a tip of the iceberg. Other interesting experiences learned. I needed a long toilet stop and found this Thai police officer having their breakfast, so I asked them to keep an eye on my bicycle. If I'm not that lucky, I will always order a meal in the restaurant, get to know the owner or the waiter before using their toilet. Usually they are quite helpful or felt obligated to keep a watchful eye on your bicycle. But I usually take my important items and have my bicycle locked. I also learned a lot from other travelers I met along the way. Kilian, the French backpacker, shared how he traveled on a shoestring budget. Here, he took us to have a free meal at the Sikh temple. Amelia, a Canadian and a vegan, shared how she overcome her challenges traveling as a vegan and how she earned money to fund her travel while on the move. Margarita, a Bulgarian, works as a radiographer, shared her reason to stop working to take some time off and live life traveling to exotic places around the world. I have learned a lot during this 2-month trial, but the most important, I realized my passion haven't faded. In fact, it is even stronger now. Feeling like a child, young and free, every new friends, new discovery, and new places excite me. Solitude was my priceless moment in front of an awesome sunrise while enjoying my simple breakfast. Yes, I love every minute of it during this trial. Now, back to my coffee. Yes, I'm good and I'm all prepared. Or am I? I have learned a very hard lesson today that humbled me. My overconfidence and coffee treat must have gotten onto my head, as I failed to realize I was on the opposite side of the road and cycled back from where I was coming from. Only realized it after 10 kilometers. By the time I reached the station again after making a U-turn, it was already getting dark and I knew I wouldn't be able to reach Tat China on time. While looking for a place to spend the night along the way, the local was nice enough to contact a Pak Haji, who leads me to his mosque compound, where I tried to stealth camp for the night. It was a sleepless night, with some workers repairing the light right till 3 AM, and by 5 AM, Muslim prayer call emanating from the mosque speaker. I have only myself to be blamed for being overconfident that totally blinded me and letting my guard down. Foolish as it seemed, but the good lesson learned here. Like the sinking of the Titanic, Oscar Wilde quote was spot on my similar foolishness. Confident is good, but overconfident always sinks the ship. I continue on my journey the next day, meeting many bicycle tourers from different countries. I have met and hosted many world bicycle tourers, which was my teacher and mentor that I could learn firsthand from their experiences. Join me in part 6 as I share what I have learned from all these renowned world bicycle tourers. Click to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video and information, but don't forget to select the notification bell. Thank you for watching.